Welcome back to the channel, everybody. It's Kevin with Everglades Canine Academy. Today I'm working with the Aussie Doodle, Tilly. All right, and so what we're going to try to start focusing on is leash walking. Look at her. She really has no sense of pressure. You can see how she's even fighting the pressure. All right, she's really leaning into it. So how do we get our dog to walk calmly on the leash? All right, so the first thing I recommend is that you start in a quiet area, okay? If you live in a busy street or neighborhood, sometimes you just have to make do, but you can still do this exercise. But also, if you can, you can practice. If you have like a larger living room in the house, you could practice this in your backyard. If you live in an apartment or somewhere that's too busy, you might want to consider getting in the car and trying to find a quiet street or somewhere where there's little distractions. I always start all of my training with little distractions, and then I slowly add in distractions as the dog gets better. But I just want you guys to notice the pulling on the leash. Right, she is used to wearing a harness. I have her on the slip lead now. All right, slip lead is like the best way to go for beginning neck training, or like using like a regular leash, something around the neck. I always prefer something around the neck because that's where dogs receive most of their information. All right, versus a harness where it's wrapped around their chest and actually incentivizing them to pull. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to do directional changes with her. Okay, so I want to just going to walk this way. All right, here we go. Some distraction. I'm going to turn, and if she doesn't turn with me, I'm just going to not even really pop the leash. It's just going to be a self-correction. Okay, good. Good, and I will reward her, good girl, for eye contact. All right. I like to keep dogs on the left side. Yes. There we go. Yes. And I'm rewarding when she comes to. Okay, when she starts giving me eye contact. All right, so far so good. Yes. She turns with me. I will reward. Her owners might walk her on the right side because she keeps going to the right side. Let's walk into her. Good. Yes. So one of Tilly's problems is that she constantly has her head down on the ground, sniffing. Okay. And I really want her to start offering me eye contact. Yes. So I'm going to reward as I go. Yes. That right there was a really good sign. Okay. So I just started to turn on her. We need to use a little bit of leash manipulation. There we go. Yes. Rewarding for the correct position. Okay, two types of turning. One, turning away from the dog. Good. Yeah. Yeah, she's nice and hungry right now. Two, walking into the dog. There we go. I pull the leash back a little bit so they don't fumble over me. Yes. Mark. Reward. What a good girl. Let's give her a little bit more leash. Tilly, come. Yes. It's working a little obedience. Tilly, come. Yes. Good girl. And we continue walking. She is still jumping up a little bit, but we're just ignoring that. Okay, let's see if we can get her. When a dog is jumping up, I typically just ignore them until they give me a better behavior. Let's work a little recall. When the dog is distracted like this, I like to work a little recall. Tilly, come. Yes. Very good. A little jackpot reward right there, guys. Okay. My jackpot rewards are just a little bit more kibble, a little bit more of a handful, and I'm just working with her main staple kibble. Let's go. Good girl. All right. So once the dog kind of stops paying attention to me, I will turn. Good. I will stop and turn. Get good at feeding on the walk. Yes. Good girl walking with me. Okay, so you can already see. Now, I'm having a lot of success right now, but I am on a quiet street. Okay, it's a lot easier when in fact you are on a quiet street. Okay? But this is where I want her to start learning. All right? I want her to learn when there's very little distractions so it can kind of sink in a little bit. And then we will slowly, one session at a time, start bringing her out to more crowded areas. Okay? And really, it all stems from marker training, directional changes, and practicing pressure exercises. All right. So when we're talking about using pressure on dogs, we're basically talking about using a leash and pressuring them into the position we want, and then relieving that pressure once they perform it. All right. Okay. So for sit, right, I'm going to go straight up on the leash and hold. Okay. Straight up and hold. I'm not popping it. Once she sits, then I relieve. She was still chewing on a little bit of kibble. Let's try again. Okay. Okay, we don't need that. There we go. Break her from the distraction. Pressure up. All right, notice I'm not popping it. Relief. Good. Nope. All right, we want her to hold it a little bit. Good. Yes, once she acknowledges, then we mark and reward and relieve her from the position itself. Okay. Pressure up for sit. Good girl. Yes. Mark and reward the eye contact. All right. Doing these pressure exercises will help her understand that when she feels pressure on the leash, she needs to turn it off. All right. And turn it off by following the leash. All right. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and end the video right there. If you're watching still this far, thanks for tuning in. And always remember, keep up the good work and happy training.